sirens sound, but no fear, no anxiety.
That was my friend Dmitry in Kyiv, who has discovered inner peace and stillness is possible, even in the midst of explosions and sirens. Dear Ukrainian friends and their friends, I check the news day and night, hoping to hear of a ceasefire. Yesterday, I read that 500,000 Ukrainian survivors need mental health support because of the war. Well, that sounds unfathomably insurmountable, but I wanted to help. The best thing I have to offer is a way to find stillness and peace, like my friend Dmitry does. You can use this method to find the space within that nothing and nobody can touch, not even war. It takes about 10 minutes to learn and just minutes to use. Then you can access inner peace on demand for life. So I invite you to remove distractions and focus on me for just the next few minutes. If you have any questions on this later, I'll give my contact information below. Peace and freedom to you. Peace to Ukraine. Peace to the world. Let's begin. In learning this, you will discover one of 5 powers you possess and use without realizing it. To demonstrate this power, I have a question. Are you feeling your left foot right now? Yes, only now that I mentioned it. Were you feeling it before I asked? Unless it's hurting for some reason, then no, right? If it was hurting, then what about your right foot or your left shoulder? Okay, why were you not aware of it? That body part was there, right? So what happened? Most people say it was because they weren't paying attention to it. Well, how do you do that? How do you not pay attention to something? It means you were paying attention to something else, right? Like my words or your thoughts about my words. This is one talent of the incredible power of attention you have. Before I show you the inner peace practice, let's explore your power of attention a bit more. Can you sense into or become aware of your left shoulder? Very good. Most people can do that without too much difficulty. How about the top of your head? This might be a little more challenging. To help, you can sense into your hair or wiggle your ears or eyebrows. How about your right shoulder? Okay, and now, what happened to your foot? It's still there, right? So you can move your power of attention from body part to body part. And when you contract your attention onto one body part, you're not aware of another body part, like you're breathing. You are breathing, right? Now that I mention it, what happened? You didn't stop breathing during this. Fortunately, breathing goes on autopilot when we are not taking conscious control of it. Just like your breath, if you're not taking conscious control of your power of attention, well, it's still there, functioning. And it goes on autopilot. And it will wander aimlessly from one thing to another on whatever arises. There's no intelligence whatsoever. If it wanders and happens to unconsciously land on a thought you don't like, you may fixate on that thought and start to feel bad without knowing why. Now, sense into your feet again. Okay, then go back to the top of your head and back to your feet. And then go back and forth a few times. Do you notice a movement? And I don't mean the cats. Do you notice a movement from your feet to your head and back and forth? That's your power of attention. It's subtle. In order to do that, it contracts and opens. And that feels like a movement. Contract up here, open, contract down here. If your attention is contracted on the mind, then the mind will go from one thought to another. And that's not a very big movement from one thought to another. So it's yet more subtle and easily missed, Almost nobody knows they are doing this. We feel thoughts in the mind, we experience them and don't realize it. What's in the mind is not what's in the room or in reality, but it can hurt anyway. Your power of attention can contract, but it can also open. So now, sense into your feet and the top of your head at the same time. To do this, you must relax and open. If this is disturbing or hard for you, it's because you're trying to contract on your feet and your head at the same time. You need to relax your body and open attention. Pick a spot in front of you to look at, just a little lower. Keep your eyes there. Now notice your peripheral vision. That's the blurry stuff on the side. You can't focus on it, but you can notice it. Now notice your breathing, because you are, and the sounds around you, even if it's just the air. Feeling your feet, the top of your head, notice your peripheral vision while hearing the sounds. Do all of that at the same time for a few in and out breaths. What's that like? Notice, what's that like? People say open, spacious, peaceful, or quiet. Why is that? You can hear sounds, but it's quiet. Why? What's absent? Thoughts have stopped or drastically slowed, right? You've cut the power source to thinking. Your power of attention is one of the power sources of the mind. I call this coming to your senses. Literally, you come to your senses with your power of attention. And it's what I formally call the 2-minute technique to inner peace. But it really takes only 2 seconds. But if I called it that, nobody would believe me. You may at first need the words. Feel your feet, the top of your head, take in your peripheral vision, notice the sounds and your breath. But you can sum it up with, come to your senses. Go ahead, try it on. Test how quickly you can just come to your senses. Practice it often until it becomes your automatic and natural way of being. You can do it anytime, anywhere, and nobody can know that you're doing it. And I suggest you do it all the time. Now, here's 2 big tips. Tip number 1, the mental movie in the mind is not made up of just words. It's not just the voice in the head. There are also simultaneous images, videos, sounds, sensations, feelings, smells, and even tastes, all in the mind. However, the word forms of the mind, the voice in the head, are usually the loudest part of the movie in the mind, especially at first. And it's what we are most often concerned with first. But you must know this, the words in the head are secondary to the contraction of attention on the mind itself. If you pay attention to what the voice in the head says or to what the words mean, you are contracting on the mind itself, and you will get more of it. If you don't pay attention to the words or what it means, but pay attention to reversing the physical contraction of attention, you will have silence, stillness, and inner peace, even when there's outer sirens and explosions. Rather than pay attention to the mental hearing, that inner voice and words, pay attention only to the true hearing, seeing, touching, tasting, and smelling. Now, tip number 2 is, most importantly, physically relax and open to and into the true senses. That way you don't contract onto the mental senses, which makes them grow in number and volume. Keep doing this, always opening more and more and more, and the mental noise will fade. Then real wisdom and intelligence and creativity that is already yours can arise. So let's do it again. Come to your senses. Choose a spot to keep your eyes steady on. Feel your feet, the top of your head. Notice your peripheral vision, the sounds. Follow your breath moving in and out for a few in and out breaths. The longer you do this, the deeper your peace, the better you feel, the more intelligent and creative you are. If you have any questions, use my contact link below. I will answer. And I'll share a downloadable link for those who might lose internet access so that you can keep this video and watch it again and again whenever you want to. Peace and freedom to you. Peace to Ukraine. Peace to the world.
My problem was fear, but problem was fear of fear.
Yes.
Because real man must not fear. So yeah, so my first step was just accept that I can fear. First step was this one, that it is normal to be afraid. But now I see that it is possible not to fear at all.